Despite all, he was behind closed doors. As far as everyone else was concerned, he was a respected pillar of the community. He owned his own company, and their 5-year-old daughter, Cassie, loved him without reservation. Thankfully, he had yet to lay a hand on their child, but Mary couldn't help wondering when that moment would come. How long would it be before he'd turned that violent temper upon their little girl? It had happened once before. Anguish rose so sharply inside her that she barely held it in check. If she so much as whimpered right now, she would break the trance he'd slipped into. She had to be strong, and pray it would pass. On rare occasions, if she held absolutely still, kept all emotion from her face, the frenzy would subside. He'd pace it off, his mind focused inward on images or voices only he could see or hear. Please, God, let this be one of those times. Lawrence halted abruptly, his back ramrod straight, his neck flushing above his crisp white collar as if he'd heard her fervent prayer. Mary held her breath. She resisted the urge to close her eyes against what she knew was coming. She wasn't going to escape this time. Sometimes she wished he would have a heart attack and just die the way his father had. Strange, she realized, despite being the daughter of a minister and having spent a lifetime as a devout Christian, she felt no guilt at the thought. If only she dared to go to the police. No, the opportunity had passed. There would be no going to the police, and Lawrence knew this. Their secret, the vow they had both taken to protect their secret, would not allow that step. The door burst open.
Daddy, Daddy, I made a picture for you today.
Mary's heart stumbled, yet her entire body remained paralyzed with utter terror as she watched their unsuspecting daughter barrel straight up to her father, waving her latest artwork. She'd been napping when Mary came downstairs. Please, God, don't let him hurt my baby. The child had never burst in on one of his rages before. Mary didn't know how he would handle the unexpected intrusion. For 5 excruciatingly long seconds, he just stood there, staring wild-eyed down at their child, his profile chiseled in granite, the color of rage still licking a wide path along his neck and jaw.
It's Wiggles,
Cassie explained, excitement lighting up her pretty brown eyes as she pointed to her finger-paint rendering of their small dachshund. Well, let me see what you've got there, her father said, his voice only slightly strained and booming with pride. Relief washed away terror's grip, and Mary sagged. The breath she'd been holding whooshed out of her lungs as Lawrence knelt down to inspect the primitive drawing.
See?
Cassie was saying.
There's his tail, and there's his nose.
As if the threatening tension he'd exuded mere moments ago had never even existed, Lawrence enumerated the various fine details of